Hey guys, welcome to Hellstormwargaming and welcome to this brand new preview video, faction breakdown with the pro. Sorry Tom, you're a pro now. welcome. So thank you very much to Games Workshop. We're very lucky to be able to review Saga of the Beast, which is Psychic Awakening number 6, which is really cool. It's a really cool book. It's got stuff for Space Wolves, it's got stuff for Orcs, and today we're going to be looking at the Orcs. So I'm joined by Tom, who's on screen. He's got his nice, lovely face. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Pleasure. It's a real good pleasure to have you on. And we've got Dan on the phone, kind of.
Hi, guys. Big fan of the show. Thanks for having me.
So Danny's helping me out, being my co-host for this evening. So I asked this question to everyone because I have to get everyone to brag how good they are on a video. As soon as you get the video, you just got to brag. So I know Orcs because I've read this, but Tom, for people at home who don't know yet, why should you be able to tell them what's good about this book?
So I've been playing Orcs for, since the Codex came out, really. Briefly played a little bit of Space Marines and then thought I wanted my soul back, so I went back to Orcs. But nice. I've come second in the Rumble for Romford a few weeks back.
Okay.
I've played podiumed quite a few times with Orcs now, and I've been playing them for quite a long time, and I'm currently #1 in the world with them.
Oh, nice.
So, a little bit about them.
Yeah?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So just #1 in the world currently. You'll probably be holding that title for a while, considering.
Well, yeah, luckily.
Not only that, but he's 47th overall
summer.
And 16th in the UK in overall factions.
Oh, overall.
I've done my homework on Mr.
Well, there you go. So 47th in the world. That's not a bad title to hold on to at the minute. And 16th in the UK. Not bad. Did you know that? You look a bit surprised.
No, I didn't know the other rankings. I only looked at the rankings, so
fair.
I'll take that.
Nice. So there you go. So that's Tom. We've known each other for a couple of years now, and you're a proper good lad. So I remember you were playing Necrons a while ago as well. Were you running the vaults?
Yes. Start of 8th, I played Necrons.
With your flat purple, as Toby would very much hate to hear.
Toby started them from me, and it was a bit too flat, so I restarted them.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, and then as soon as the Orc Codex came out, I switched over to that.
Nice, wicked, man. So today, me, Dan, and Tom are going to be reviewing the Orc section in Saga of the Beast. As I said, this is on pre-order now, if this is out at the right time. But we also did a faction breakdown with James Ramsey from Team England for the Space Wolves as well, because he's used Space Wolves quite a bit. So if you want to check that out, then make sure you do. So again, in this book, as always, there's lots of cool narrative missions if you want to play Orcs versus Space Wolves, which is always good. There's lots of cool echoes of war. They get cool stratagems depending on what mission you're playing. And there's lots of good narrative as well about why the Orcs are fighting Ragnar and how Ragnar's dogs both got killed by some Orcs, which is very, very sad. There you go. Open
unless
the video.
You're a big Orc fan. So.
Unless you're a big Orc fan.
I mean, the main question is, Tom, Ragnar or Gaz, basically. That's
Ragnar or Gaz?
It's not really a fair fight, though, is it, Gaz? Always.
Is it because he's the biggest?
He is now officially the biggest.
Officially the biggest, because he was started to look quite small next to other stuff, but now he's absolutely humongous.
He is massive. I cannot wait.
Yeah. So speaking of which, so we're going to go through what they've got. We're going to start with the data sheets. There is 3 data sheets, and one of them might surprise people in this book. So we've got data sheet for Gazkul Thraka, who's obviously getting a new model in the box, which I presume's on pre-order now. Presume, maybe, more than likely. We've also got Meharry, who's his little Gretchen, who's having a great time, just chilling with his 2+ in 1. And then we've got a big mech with custom force field that's been reprinted, which is surprising to everyone. I was very surprised to see this in the book. What do you think, Tom?
Well, obviously, yeah, he got points in chapter approved, and I think they brought him back just because he just gives Orcs that little bit more survivability first turn, and it saves you like 50 odd points, I think, than taking him over a big mech in Mega Armor.
Yeah, so this guy was in the Index, but then he wasn't in the Codex.
It's not officially in the Codex, and I very rarely leave home without him now.
Yeah, I mean, everyone uses them, and then when he wasn't, then he, like, because there was Warhammer Legends. Did he get, was he in Legends?
No,
and then
it wasn't in Legends, no.
So he just was never in the Codex. So he's just
No,
a
it's
weird.
in the Codex. Didn't go Legend, so that's why we all kind of presumed he was going to come in this.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. So we got big Meharry custom force field. So nothing that you've not seen before. I believe is the same points as well.
75 points, and then you can take a Grot Oiler with him as well.
Yeah,
but he just comes with his.
It's 55 points, not 75.
Chopper, stick bombs, and his KFF.
Yeah, which is cool. So he's really good to have now. He's officially reprinted. But obviously we got the beast in the room, not the elephant, the beast. We've got Gazkul Thraka.
When did he lose his middle names?
When they ran out of space to put it on the data sheet, I suppose. Or is it? I don't think it's in the fluff section. It's just Gazkul Mag Uruk Thraka. It does say it there.
Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah. Margaret Thatcher. Yeah. So a lot of people have probably already seen Gazkul's data sheet now because I mean Games Workshop posted it themselves. Obviously, he's humongous. He's got 12 wounds. He can only take 4 wounds per phase, which is a new ability that we've not seen before in any unit. What do you think, Tom? Gazkul good? Gazkul bad? Gazkul okay?
So if you put his points to one side,
Yes.
I think he is good. Obviously, he's a massive beat stick. So 4 flat damage is really good, especially with stuff with Centurions, being strength 14, hitting on 2s, re-rolling his 1s, wounded stuff on 2s. Obviously, you can buff him as well with the psychic power for +2 strength, +2 attack.
Sure.
You know, he's giving +1 attack on the charge as well, but not to himself. Because obviously he's lost the infantry keyword, and I think this is a big thing.
Yeah.
So he can't charge. He can't give himself the +1. He can't be affected by the Pain Boy. But with a 4 Pinvun and only taking 4 wounds a phase, he's going to hurt. But you can't de-jump him as well either because he's not infantry.
That's so quite big. Quite big.
Yeah, but you can pay the CP to deep strike him, so that's a good thing.
Put him on the teleporter.
Yeah, so that's big. So he can obviously drop down 9 inches away and get a re-rollable charge. So that's good.
Is there any way to improve his charge, or it's just a 9 re-rollable for?
Just 9 re-rollable. It's only the Evil Sons that gets +1, and then the 3d6 charge strat in the Codex is for vehicles, which is a shame. But even if he just doesn't get in, he's now sat in front of their army going, shoot me.
Here I am.
Unless you've got psychers and stuff as well, he is probably not going to die that turn he comes down.
Imagine you can position him as well, so maybe bring him in for deep strike behind quite a few units, and then.
I think that's what you're going to see. Is you'll probably see him being dropping down behind a load of turn 1 to jumped boys, or say storm boys or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now that's the thing, because it's like you can only take 4 wounds a phase, which sounds amazing, but if you're playing something like Grey Knights who can do damage in the psychic, the shooting, and the fight phase, it sounds really bad. But then when you think Tau, who basically only have a shooting phase,
that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, they can only it's going to take him 3 turns to kill him, basically.
Only 4 wounds in the Overwatch.
Well, yeah, that's it. So that's 1 shooting phase, 1 Overwatch.
He's going to take 4 in the Overwatch, and then that's it, and then probably 4 in the shooting phase next turn. Yeah,
which would be really good. So he could tank loads of Overwatch and okay, I've only taken 4 wounds. I hit three units because my base is humongous, and then everyone else can follow in behind it, which is pretty cool.
I'm not sure he's going to be an auto-include for many competitive lists, mainly because of a stratagem, which we'll come on to. But I think as a massive beat stick, he's going to be pretty good, and I think people will take him.
He's really cool.
It doesn't affect other clans as well. So obviously you can drop him in your army and still get all your buffs from your clans. Which is nice.
It's got the Grand War Boss. So it's so the same as we saw with Shadow Sun. It doesn't affect... all of his abilities affect Orcs, except for Goth. Goth is the best. So that only affects Goth Orcs. But otherwise, his abilities are transferable, which is pretty cool. So you can just drop him everywhere. So it's pretty good. He is quite expensive. He's the same cost as an Imperial Knight with no guns.
Yeah, so he's gone up 40 points from his normal, from his old model, should we say. Which I think that one was heavily overcosted anyway. I would have liked him about 220, 240.
Yeah.
But he's under 300, so that's okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing is I think they've priced him quite high for that only do 4 wounds of phase ability.
That's it, isn't it? You can see where they're coming from.
Yeah, so you can kind of understand why he's so many points, because this is an ability that's not in the game currently. So they've gone, okay, we better make him not too cheap, because that's ridiculous. If he was like 200 points, you'd be like, yeah, all day, I'll take 3 if I can. But yeah, so you can kind of see why they've done that.
There are ways to, obviously, if he does take wounds, to heal him. Obviously, you can do the meta squig stratagem.
Yeah, that's true.
D3, and then if you take him with Meharry, which we'll come on to, he will get a 6 up feel no pain.
Yeah. So we'll talk about Meharry now, if you want. So this is Meharry's the little Gretchen that runs around with him. He's got a little banner.
I love him. I think he's hilarious.
He is great. He's really cool. Yeah. So he's a little bit expensive, but he's a HQ. So
HQ 65 points with a 2-up invuln,
which is not bad.
Can he be taken without Gaz?
He can be taken without Gaz, yeah. So
he can also take a warlord trait.
He can take a warlord trait, yeah.
Where he can't take a warlord trait, which is interesting.
Yeah. So if you want to run a pure Gretchen army, I mean, this is one of your HQs sorted, so which is hilarious. I think the day we're recording, Games Workshop have just posted a list where it's like 3 shock attack guns, and then it's like 6 units of 30 grots, and then killer cans and something ridiculous.
It's a thing.
No idea how many points it is, but it's 99 power level. That's all I can remember. It's probably about 30 points or something. It's just 300 grots. It's not a lot. Yeah, so what Meharry does, he has the Ghazghkull's War Banner. So when a model with friendly Goth Orc unit within 6 of this model would lose a wound, and this model is within 3 inches of Ghazghkull Thraka on a 6, that wound is not lost, which is quite good. So it gives feel no pain.
It extends the Pain Boy reach from 3 inches to 6 inches, and it's within Gaz's base, and obviously it's on a massive base.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 6 inches from that massive base. So that's why you can spread your boys out even more now.
Yeah.
Which is not bad, really.
Yeah, which is pretty good. He also has, friendly Gretchen can use his leadership. He has a 2+ invuln, because he's suspiciously lucky, as a lot of people know. And then you can add 2 inches to his move if he's within 3 inches of Ghazghkull Thraka, which is pretty good. So it makes him run super fast.
Yeah, it just makes him just the same speed as Gaz when he's not degraded, which is good.
One thing I think is the downside to Meharry and Ghazghkull Thraka. It's quite a big points investment. And
350 points, it's a lot.
Yeah, and you kind of really need Meharry with Thraka for him to be survivable. But then you've got to deep strike both, so you've got to be able to deep strike them together. So you're paying CP to deep strike a single Gretchen.
Yeah, or you can obviously jump.
You could jump Meharry, yeah.
He is infantry, yeah. So that is an option.
That's true. Yeah. So and obviously,
I think something with a 2-up invuln that you're going to be jumping around and on 25 mil base with a rerollable charge, you could really get into the back lines of say like a Lehman Russes and stuff like that, because sometimes people do forget to obviously zone out a 25 mil base.
This is true. I didn't think about using him like that.
Yeah.
This is why you're here, I suppose, Tom.
Charge him in, 2-up invuln.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get him, he's now sat in your back lines.
It could be interesting for deep strike than that.
Yeah, I've just thought because you mentioned Lehman Russes, let's just take it one further. You have Meharry jump and charge into a Baneblade or something, just to stop it overwatching into your 30 boys. And you'll be able to hide so easily as well.
Yeah. So it's 25 mil base. Brilliant. I can't wait to give him a blast. I really can't.
Yeah, so he's really, really cool. So that's Meharry and Ghazghkull. Like I said, we've kind of gone through Big Mech, but I mean, you know what the Big Mech does if you play Orcs or you play against Orcs. It's been reprinted in another book, which is cool. So get your Big Mechs back out, basically. So the next section, we got Orc stratagems. And there's quite a few. There is 2 pages worth of stratagems. There's about 15, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly count. Yeah, it's about 15. So some of these are pretty good. Some of these are, I'd say, mediocre. Yeah. Not bad. Very, very situational, as we've seen with a lot of Psychic Awakening. Some of them being quite specific to what unit they can be put on, and then also what the ability actually does. But what jumped out to you, Tom?
So the first one, which is the one I mentioned about maybe not taking Gaz, which is one that the Warhammer community did put up, was the biggest boss for 1 CP, and I think it's an auto take because it's pretty much 2 warlord traits in a oneer. So as long as you don't have Ghazghkull in your army, you can put it on a war boss and it gets +1 wound, +1 attack, and a 4-up invuln.
Yeah, that's so good. So good for 1 CP.
So if you put that on an 80-point war boss with the claw, and you give him the brutal butt cunning and Achilles claw, that is like 7 wounds, I think, 5 attack, giving him another 2 with a psychopower, 7 attacks with a flat 4 damage, -3 claw.
Yeah, what strength is that? Is it strength 12? Yeah, it's just insane. It's just insanely good. So sadly, they've given you Ghazghkull Thraka with one hand and just giving you something even cheaper and better for 1 CP. So because this guy, if you put it on him, he's cheaper, so you save loads of points.
80 points, and
80
that could
points.
Smash through a knight.
Yeah.
One shot.
Yeah,
easily.
you can't target him because he's a character and he's got less than 10 wounds. Yes, you can kill him in one phase, but you can hide him for a lot longer. Yeah,
it can be the jump you can go through ruins. It's just fantastic. Yeah, so that one to me, I think, is one of my newest favourite strats.
Yeah,
easily for 1 CP.
Talk over you there, Tom.
Yeah, so the biggest boss, the bestest stratagem as well. So
the best, quite easily.
Yeah.
And then you have another one to do on a big mech to give it +1 wounds, attack, and then a 2-up weapon skill.
Yeah. That's called the cleverest boss, of course.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't think I'd ever really use it unless you're running maybe a mega armor with mega armor with claws and stuff. But I wouldn't use that myself. But it's nice to have just to buff him up a little bit more.
Yeah, I suppose if you're relying on a big mech with KFF, you can give him +1 wound, which isn't bad, especially if they've got lots of snipers. And that's pretty much all I can see it for. There's one I saw which I quite liked. Which one was it? I think it was the what's called Clever Spanner, which is 1 CP.
Interesting, yeah, really interesting.
It's for
I'll
go on.
I'm a big fan of looters. I've pretty much run them most of the time. Obviously, yeah. So the strat is you pay 1 CP for 9 or less models, and then you can do 2 CP for 10 or more on burners or looters. For me, it's 100% on the looters, and you basically just get 2 dice and then pick the highest from that. It's 2 CP, but for me,
looters.
Times I've run looters and had to save that reroll for a CP to get that 3 on the shots. I think it's just going to pay for itself.
Yeah.
And because you do it every time it shoots, you do it both times. So when you double shoot your looters, you roll 2 dice for the first lot. Probably going to get 3 or a 2 now, then do it again.
Yeah, because
when you roll both, you could always CP one of them as well, just in case if you really need
exactly. And because it lasts for the battle, you can always save your CP for maybe a second unit, or so you're just saving CP. It's like it's just free, isn't it? Basically, it's just like once you've done it, it's going to keep paying itself back every time you roll a 3 instead of a 1.
It's just make you a bit more reliable.
Yeah, exactly. So
I can't see them being used on burners. Obviously, we'll come into some of the specialists with the burners, but I still can't see burners being all too useful.
Yeah.
But looters, 100%. Very nice.
Yeah, exactly. Is there any you saw, Dan, or was there something you wanted to add? Or
no, not really. I think you guys have hit the nail on the head there with those. Flying headbutt's fun, talking about on the head.
Flying headbutt is fun. So this one, again, if you haven't seen it already, it's used at the end of your movement phase. You kill one of your flyers, but it automatically explodes, which is just hilarious. So that obviously, if you got something on 1 wound, you can just go, okay, there's a character there that I really want to kill. I'm going to go do 3 damage to him with your burner bomber or whichever flyer you've got spare.
Mint. So obviously it does 3 flat wounds to everything within 6 inches. And so if you've got another 2 there on 1 wound each, and they just happen to die, that's 9 mortal wounds with everything within 6.
Yeah, which is really cool.
They're only having to worry about Malachi, coming in your back lines. You've now got flyers that are going to take out your castle and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it just makes a couple of units a little bit more viable. I said there's one there. There's one for the Death Killer as well, I believe. Which is there's one for a Boomdacker Snazwacken, which makes him which one successfully wounds the saving throw automatically pass.
Yeah.
Do not roll.
Drop bumper.
Shame that the vehicle itself isn't too good. but it just won't die.
Yeah, exactly. So again, there's just a couple of extra ones. There's like ones for here's one. It's like using your charge phase after charging with a Death Killer War Trike or a Biker until the end of the turn. That adds one to the strength, which is not bad because it's already strength 12, I think. The Death Killer War Trike.
Strength 6 times 2. So
yeah, so make him strength 7. So if you go into something like, I don't know, something that you really want to kill and wound onto, like a light vehicle, which isn't bad. So there's a couple of them in there that which are okay.
Orc Bikers though, it then puts them up to strength 6, which is nice.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, because obviously you got the character book,
well, which is
Tom,
okay.
Is the special shells, just because it sounds fun, could you see any play adding an extra inch to flash gits? 12 inches.
Yeah.
It's 2 CP, so it's not the cheapest, but.
Not cheap, but it does put them up to 36-inch range, which is really nice.
Yeah, and they naturally shoot twice on their own. I think if you had to roll a 6 with it,
on a 6, yeah, they shoot twice.
They show off and shoot twice, which is pretty good. So there's a lot you can kind of make things a little bit more usable. Again, it's kind of there's a few standout ones for the most common units. Again, the War Boss with the Killer Claw, and then obviously the Clever Spanner and stuff like that. There's also one that's a custom job, which we're going to get onto, but you'll probably see this one used quite a bit if you are running vehicles in your army, because this lets you take an extra custom job.
We'll come on to this because I think it's a massive. They've missed out on a great opportunity here. The way they've worded it kind of falls to bits a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll get onto that. But before we get onto that, we have specialist mobs. So specialist mobs.
Oh, can we just go back? There is one.
Oh, did I miss one?
There's the hit 'em harder stratagem. Plus 1 damage to mega knobs. So it's 1 plus D3 on your claws or flat 3 on your saws, which obviously one of the good builds is 30 mega knobs. I think that's going to be good as well. Yeah. Yeah,
and it's really, again, that's just 1 CP. So extra damage for a big unit. Because isn't the units a 10? The maximum unit?
It's 10, yeah. Because you can't mob up anymore. But I think that's going to be quite nice. So I could looking at changing my list to put 10 mega knobs in with that cheeky little strat, which is nice.
CP is good, isn't it? Like you say, if you're changing your list up for that, I'll probably see a lot of play, I imagine.
Yeah, so a lot of these stratagems are quite cheap as well, especially because there's no limitation. The only one that's limitation really is the Clever Spanner for the looters, where you have to pay more, but that's for the game, whereas this is just like 1 CP, you got a unit of 10 that are all plus 1 damage, which is just really, really cool. So again, there are a couple of them. I mean, there's one more that I like, which is Patch Up for a Morkanaut or a Gorkanaut or a Stomper. So until the end of the turn, you treat it as having double the amount of wounds left on its damage table, which is really good. So it's just like you've just been absolutely blitzed. You've got like 5 wounds left, and it's like, actually, no, I've got 10, so I can move still.
Yeah, I would have liked that to be just act as if they're on full wounds, like Knights have.
Yeah. Again. Typical Imperium getting one better all the time. So they're the stratagems, guys, for specialist mobs. So these essentially different subcultures but they only affect particular units. So it's a little bit different than we've seen for Space Marines and stuff like that. So this is more, you only choose 1 for each detachment, but it's kind of like it really focuses in on particular units, which is good and bad. So if you build your army right, you can really benefit from them, but you can't like put lots of this like really what's the way to word it? Lots of critical units all in the same one to all get the same bonus, because it does. For example, 1 only affects Gretchen, 1 only affects Killer Cans and Death Dreads and stuff like that.
You're gonna build your detachments purely around 1 type of unit to take advantage of this. Really, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's 8 to choose from. Is there any that stood out to you, Tom?
So they showed off the Pyromaniacs, which this one to me, adding 1 to each roll for the burner bombs on the burner bombers is really nice, because then they wound infantry on a 3+, so free up mortal wounds on infantry and 4+ on everything else, which is really nice. Yeah. And then there's also a strat going back on that, where if you play that, you can choose a unit within 6 inches, and on a 5+, they take mortal wounds on that, so that's extending them as well. Which is that one's okay if you're going to run the planes, but maybe not too much.
Yeah, so just for full clarity, that's Pyromaniacs get Arsonists, so you can reroll any and all of the dice when determining the number of shots for burners, scorchers, burner bottles, burner exhaust, killer jets, and scorching missiles equipped on a model in a unit with this subculture. And when resolving an attack with a melee weapon, you can reroll the wound roll. When resolving the burner bombs ability on the for the models with this subculture, you add 1 to each roll. So you do get quite a bit there. You get like 3 benefits, but it's really specific.
The burners in combat are -2 1 damage as well, so they're okay. And re-rolling wounds with them is quite nice. But
yeah, it's a little bit cheeky.
Yeah, it's not my favourite.
Which one is your favourite?
So I do like the Gretchen one.
The grot mobs.
This one obviously grot mobs. So
cheeky zockers.
All Gretchen units 6+ invuln, and then vehicles get to re-roll hit rolls of 1. So obviously we all know smasher guns are really good, and they're taking 18 of them. They've instantly now got a 6+ invuln.
Yeah.
So you don't have the KFF nearby.
And the re-roll ones to hit.
And then you're re-rolling the ones to hit, which is makes them even more deadly, which is nice. And then it kind of makes killer cans okay, because it makes them, because they're pretty cheap as it is, and it gives them a 6+ invuln. And then the re-rolling ones as well, which is nice. I did like that, especially if you want to run your 300 grots or something like that. It makes them even more survivable.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just really good. It's like you're already buying 18 smasher guns, and now you're just going, I'll just take even more. I'll just definitely take them now. There's no question about it. So
obviously the only things with that is you couldn't take Meharry in there because he's a goth, and then any HQs you do take aren't going to benefit from this.
Yeah, so I suppose that is a downside.
Two weird boys in that list, or something like that. Just so they, or just take 2 war bosses so they don't run away. Which is nice.
This is true. Yeah, so it's not too bad.
Feral Orcs, I do like, which is one that I think I might run.
Yeah.
Or war boss weird boys, knobs and boys, and it basically lets them pile in up to 6 inches and roll an extra 2 dice, so 3 dice when you advance, and discard the 2 lowest base.
Wow.
So really searching for that 6 to advance, which my only thing with this is, are you going to sacrifice Evil Sons over this?
Yeah.
Which I think it's going to take a bit of play testing, but just being able to get that 6 and then pile in 6 inches.
Yeah, it's because it's essentially the same as Kraken Gene Stealers, isn't it, this now? I mean, they're a little bit slow because they move 6, or the Orc Boys move 5, sorry.
They move 5, so a maximum of 11.
Yeah, but being able to roll 3 dice for the advance, you're probably always going to roll a 6, because it just so happens. So.
And then with your jumping boys, first turn, a 6-inch piling once you've cleared that screen to get into what you need to, and then pay 3 to activate again to get another 6-inch.
Sound like Berserker.
It's Kraken Berserker Orcs.
Charge your 6-inch piling, your 3-inch consolidation, pay 3 to hit again, 6-inch piling, 3-inch consolidation. So if they've put a load of guard or something up front, and then a load of basilics at the back, you're probably going to get to them to tag them. I do like that one. That one will be played with, I think. It doesn't affect bikers or mega knobs, but for my list with 150 boys, I might try that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really, that's like an 18-inch move for one of the units, and then 9 inches for the other one. You're just like, you're right in there, you're right in the grill. You're just having a great time.
In your grill with that one.
Yeah.
One I did get a bit excited about was Hunters. So this one affects infantry, but not Gretchen.
Okay.
And it basically says, whilst a model in this unit with this subculture is on or within a terrain, please, it gains a 5+ invuln save.
Not too bad.
Resolving an attack made with a weapon with this model in the subculture, while that model or any with a targeted unit is on or within terrain, improve the armor penetration characteristics of 1. So I got really excited for this because I thought it was going to give my boys with slugger choppers -1 and their choppers finally. The unit they're attacking needs to be in terrain, or on terrain. So it kind of stops that. And then with the 5+ invuln it gives, the way it's worded is different to the way I think it's meant to be played. That every model needs to be in there to get the 5+ invuln.
Yeah, because it says, whilst a model in a unit with this culture is on or within terrain, it gains a 5+ save. 5+ invuln save. I think it does work model by model, because it says It doesn't say the unit has to be wholly within terrain. It says a model is on the terrain.
So my competitive head went straight towards, well, I'll just put one model in terrain, then, string them out.
Yeah, okay.
I'll get a bin, and then I'll get the -1. But that's not how it's meant to work, I don't think. So
I think the idea is mini custom force fields, but on the terrain. So if a model's on it, that model gets it, but not the unit, which is a bit of a shame.
You're jumping a load of tank busters into some cover.
Yeah.
Have a bin.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Not too bad.
So those ones I did like.
Yeah.
Then the rest, I think, focus a little bit too much on stuff that isn't seeing a lot of play, but I might have missed some of it massively.
Yeah, I mean, there's boom boys for blow it up, which is quite cool, but I mean, it's good for, it improves the strength and armor penetration for rocket and stick bomb weapons, but it's how many units are going to be benefiting from that, except for tank busters. Yeah,
so it does buff your tank busters up to strength 9, which is nice, and -3. So you'd be wounding knights and stuff, or repulsors on a 3 instead of a 4, which is nice. Yeah. But then what else are you going to take with that?
Exactly. So I think competitively for these things, if you can find the right units to put in one detachment, then you can really use it. But if you can only put like one unit in, it's probably not worth it.
9 scrapjets would be really nice with that.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice. But then I'd probably prefer them in a bad moons detachment myself. But so I mean, they'll all need some test playing to see how they run as well. But I did like that one. That's a nice one.
Yeah, which is not bad. So
they're a bit nah.
Yeah. So they're the specialist mobs. They're essentially custom chapters / custom subcultures that you get. Custom, but not quite custom. But it's fun. It just adds a little bit extra, which is always nice. But then one of the main things they got, which they've got 2 pages worth, is custom jobs. So this is essentially you can kit out your vehicles to do something snazzy, which is, on paper, some of it does look quite good. Some of it, again, is a bit lackluster, but some of it I quite like. So, but the issue is how you get them. Because it says,
this is where it falls down, I think.
Yeah, so it says if your army includes one or more mech boy workshops, which is the terrain piece, right?
Yeah, so that's 80 points.
Yeah, you can give one of the following custom jobs to an orc unit from your army. In addition, you can take custom jobs by using the custom job stratagem, which you mentioned earlier. So all the custom jobs must be different and given to different units. So it's no different to how we've seen prototype weapons and essentially like it's essentially relics for non-character units, essentially. But
they're not as good, unfortunately, I think.
No.
Just the way, some of them are really good and I like them, but the way you get access to them really hurts your army. So you've got to take that Mech Boy workshop, which is another detachment gone. So it comes under fortification, so you're losing your battalion for another 5 CP. And we know Orcs are really hungry for CP.
They certainly are.
Yeah, so if you take that, you get 1 free. You can take 1 for free, and then you can use a CP to take 1. It would have been nice if you could just pay a CP to give one of them this.
Yeah, it's interesting how they've worded it, because it says if you can give 1 custom job to an Orc unit, but it says in addition you can take a custom job by using the custom job stratagem.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, do you need the mech boy to use the mech workshop to use the stratagem in the first place? Which I think
so. The stratagem also says you may take an additional 1.
Yeah.
So you have to have the first one to take it to play the strat.
Yeah.
And without, you can't use it unless you've got the mech boy, which is a little bit annoying. I don't think they're going to see play in a competitive sense.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting whether they do clarify that, because it's a little bit confuddly wording, whether their intention was to say, take a mech boy workshop, you get a free 1, use a stratagem, you get a second 1, or you use a stratagem, you get 1, and that's it. Or whether it's workshop and you have to take a workshop. So you could read it both ways, because if you read this first paragraph, it says, in addition, you can take 1 by using the stratagem. But then the stratagem says you can take an additional 1.
You'd like to think it's the same as the guard, where you can just spend...
Yeah, exactly. You'd hope it'd be like...
I hope you can just pay 1 CP, use it once for battle, and you can put it on a unit and they can take a custom job. Because the good thing is with it, is if you've got, say, a speed freaks and they come in units of 3 and then separate, if you put it on the unit, they all get it and keep it, which is really good. And if it's on killing hands or something, they all get it as well, which is really nice. So it's not just like one model's getting it; they're all getting it.
Yeah, So they're really good. So they're basically, again, it's custom job for a vehicle. Take it to Pimp My Ride, essentially. Get a nice popcorn maker in the back or something like that. So there's quite a few to choose from. But again, each one is limited to a particular unit. So you can't just go, I don't know, there's like a weapon here. That it's not like for everybody. It's just for a particular unit. So is there any that jumped out to you, Tom, before I kind of go into the ones that I think look cool but are probably rubbish?
The shock jump dragster one. So you don't
Is that
have
the gyroscopic whirly gig?
That's the one, yeah. So you don't take any wounds for advancing and obviously redeploying, and it's always just on a 4-up. You don't have to roll, you just get that 4-up.
Nice.
So there's no risk, you just know this unit can then go where it wants, basically.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, and then one for the... Where is it? Oh, the Killer Cans and Death Dreads for +1 to hit.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the sparkly bits, of course.
Dirty Gubbins.
Oh, Dirty Gubbins. Oh, yeah, it's Killer Cans and Death Dread, yeah. So it's... when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon against this unit, you subtract 1 from the hit roll.
So your Killer Cans are hitting on 3s and your Death Dreads are now hitting on 5s. With Air Force. Okay. I did like that.
Yeah, so it's not bad. So you can make them -1 to hit, and then you can make them add 1 to hit, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the Gog Claw for the Gorkanaut Morkanaut, which makes it minimum damage 4, which is pretty decent. You don't often see a Gorkanaut or a Morkanaut in combat, but giving it a Gog Claw just sounds hilarious. But that's the real winner here, is Orcs just getting even funnier names for things.
Yeah, it's just some of the names are absolutely fantastic.
I
love it. The Red Roller for a Bone Breaker just adds 6 to the attack characteristics instead of D6, so it's got like 12 attacks, strength 9 to flat 2, which is quite nice. And obviously cool. Give that the 3d6 charge as well. And then doing mortal wounds, and then you can also go back to one of the stratagems which you didn't mention, which is 2 CPs, that if it charges in, does any mortal wounds when it charges in, if it kills something, there's no longer something within 1 inch of it, it can then charge again.
Oh, really? Which one's that one? I must have missed
Unstoppable Momentum. So use this stratagem in your charge phase when an Orc unit from your army has finished a charge move and dealt 1 or more mortal wounds to an enemy unit. If an Orc model unit is no longer within an inch of an enemy, it can immediately be chosen to charge again. So
wow!
Because people are going to
breaker. Yeah. You give it this custom job. It's got 12 attacks. You charge it into
somewhat crap.
Strength 9. You know, it could do 24 wounds. Yeah, charge it into a rhino, something like that. Kill the rhino, then charge it again.
Wow, wowzer, that's amazing.
Make it Evil Sun, something like that. So it's got +1 on the charge as well.
Yeah, that's insanely cool.
If someone was to pull the nearest model away from you, from that, could you then go charge? So you've just made like a 9-inch charge.
Yeah.
They pull the nearest model, so then you're not within 1, and you get to charge again.
Yeah.
So you can charge it to something else.
And then you do 3 mortal wounds, and then you kill 1 or 2. If he doesn't want to pile in, or he can't pile in for some reason, you can then charge again if there's nothing within an inch.
Wow. Yeah, because you even charge into like something on a single wound. Let's say there's a screen, there's 1 dude left from shooting. You charge into him, kill him in mortal wounds, and then charge again. So you get like a 24-inch charge into something with a bone breaker. That's amazing.
You know,
it's so cool.
Something that costs 140 points as well.
Yeah, and they're quite tough, aren't they? The bone breakers, because they're on the big battle weapons.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. They've just not really had anything to really make them worthwhile. But with those 2 strats,
that
strat, it could be quite cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
That's fun.
Was there any other ones? I mean, there was one, the Gorks Roar, which is a Death Killer Wartrike again, because they're not bad Wartrikes, but you add 4 range to the Killer Jet and change the type characteristic if it's burner profile to Assault 6, which is not bad. It's okay.
Yeah, so they go from 8 to 12 inches and straight flat 6 instead of D6, so it's okay.
Again,
you might do it if you're running one.
Yeah, if you got like if you're running like a special Death Killer Wartrike, you got 3 of them, you might upgrade one. But again, it all depends how they clarify this stratagem use. I'm hoping you can just buy one.
Yeah.
Really hoping you can just buy one.
Yeah, so do I. I think if you've got to take the Mech Boy, because the Mech Boy Workshop gives you a few buffs, but it means that model can't do anything that turn.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame. It kind of like pumps up all the guns, doesn't it? And it makes them all maximum shots.
Basically, yeah, you can give it a variety of different things. But unfortunately, yeah, they can't do anything for that turn, so they're out of the game first turn.
Yeah.
Whenever they use it, so. Which is a shame, but hopefully, let's just hope they do clarify it so we can just spend a CP and do it, because I would probably run 3 of the shock jumps, something like that.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
All right. So they're the custom jobs. There's only 2 things to go through. There is the clan psychic powers. So essentially, when this is each for each subculture from the Codex, and then if you want to, you can generate a power, one of these powers instead of your normal powers if you want to. So you get one of these instead of. So there's one for each clan. Is there any that jump out to you that are like, you should take this all the time, Tom? Or
no, not really. So my usual lists are Death Skulls and Evil Sons, and it's all infantry. So if I'm going off my normal list, the Evil Sons one isn't really doing a lot, and the Death Skulls one doesn't really do a lot for my army anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean they're not good. I do think they're quite nice. Obviously, I do like the Blood Axe ones for the no overwatches, so because there's no range on it. So you just sit your weird boy at the back on the top of a ruin, and as long as he can see something and say, right, that one can't overwatch my 90 boys that are going to charge in.
Yeah, so this is called Clever Talk. And it's only watch tab 6, so you choose an enemy unit that you can see, and until your next psychic phase, that unit can't overwatch, which is really good. Yeah. And it has to fight last.
All Blood Axe units eligible to fight have to do so, which is really nice. Anything that stops Overwatch is brilliant.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't think it's going to be too great against Tau, because you're doing it on that one unit, not the unit that's charging. So Tau, the rule is that everything that can Overwatch within 6 does Overwatch.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not going to work too much against that, but if you don't want to charge into a knight to shoot a load of stuff, you just go, yeah, you're not charging and I'm going to punch you. If you've got that war boss flying in and you don't want it to be hit by all of those shots, you just go, you'll fight last.
Yeah, exactly. And the same with like Centurions. So if there's like a big blob of Centurions with Hurricane Bolters and Flamers, you can give yourself a guaranteed charge, but stop it overwatching you, which is really good.
You don't want your points put into that because that hurts.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a couple of other ones. As Bad Moons get a Warp Charge 6, they get Gleaming Gear, so you add one to their saving throw, but it doesn't affect invulnerable saves, which is not bad. It's okay.
That's not bad, but you put it onto some Mega Knobs, they're on a 1-up save. Yeah,
which is really good. Again, with that stratagem, that makes them a little bit more viable. The Evil Sons one looks interesting. There's quite a lot going on, I've found. So this is Visions in the Smoke. It's Watch Charge 6. Select one Evil Sons vehicle within 12 of the Psyker. You can only select a unit, a wound characteristic of 18 or more if the result is 9 or more. So if you want to cast it on a Stompy, you've got to roll it on a 9. You get to re-roll hits, which isn't bad. That's essentially what it does until your next psychic phase. You put that on the roller, the death roller.
Yeah, you put that on your Evil Sons Bonebreaker. Yeah. And then
Bonebreaker with death roller, that's what it's called.
-2 damage, and then if it kills it, you charge it in again, and it's still re-rolling its hits.
Yeah. So that one wasn't terrible, I didn't think.
I was like,
Jolly Orcs. I don't run a lot of vehicles, or very few, so that one didn't really stand out to me. But if you're going to run, because I might try a Bonebreaker now with all that shenanigans and give that a go, that'd be quite nice.
Yeah, so which one did you like, Dan?
I just like the name Jolly Orcs Glare.
This is the freebooters one. It has a Warp Charge 6. Select one enemy unit within 18. Until the start of your next psychic phase, half the move characteristic for models in that unit and subtract 1 from the advanced charge rolls. Which is good, but you're already really close.
A bit like a poor man's Thunderfire cannon.
Yeah, exactly. So you're already within 18, so half the move, is that going to make a big difference? Yeah. Maybe
so
not.
If you come against Orcs or something as well, when you put it on a unit of boys and you want to really slow them down, maybe. But that, as you say, you're so close. It's worth it.
I suppose I've just thought of the only time you could use it is you could jump yourself to something you don't want to move to slow it down. Or if something's too close, you could slow it down, then jump yourself away.
Could, put it on Magnus and Morty.
Yeah, which would be
I
alright.
went out, put it on a night.
Yeah, because it doesn't say it's not limited to fly or anything. So they just give him have a stare off. So you can always have a stare off with a knight. I tend to do it once a day. So
Yeah. I'm not probably going to stare down Magnus though, to be fair.
No, I wouldn't either.
Not with a weird
Kill you with his laser eyes. So I think that's about it for the clan psychic powers. They're the kind of ones which are alright.
I will say with psychic powers is that obviously if you're picking one from here, it's like the Grey Knights thing. You can't pay Warphead to know another power because that's specifically from the power of the war.
Yeah.
So you can't have a Warphead knowing a power from here and a power from there. And obviously you can't know two from here because they're clan specific. Which is a shame. So if you've got a Psyker who's specifically having one of these.
Doing one of these and smite, isn't it?
Could you not do it the other way around? Could you say, I'm going to take one of these powers and then make myself a Warphead and then take one of the other ones?
No, because it specifically says, another psychic power from the power of the War discipline.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So essentially you're going to have to take a cheap weird boy and then just be like, you're doing this. This is your job now. Your job is to stare down this Magnus while we all run away.
Give the jolly stare.
Is to jump that one over there and then sacrifice him to slow down Magnus and Morty, or a knight you don't want charging into you.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's not bad. The problem is with Orcs is you're usually just taking the jump and then what's the +1 attack one?
Warpath.
Warpath, yeah. So essentially you're doing that. So if you've got a weird boy, a Warphead doing that, are you taking another weird boy usually? And usually answers...
I always have two, and I always have one with the jump, one with Warpath, unless it's knights, and I give one Fist of Gork for the +2 attack, +2 strength.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the whole supplement in this is good because it gives stuff that wasn't being used little tidbits to make them just that little bit better, but then it also gives you a different style of playing what most people competitive have been playing Orcs, which is a ton of boys and then some looters or some tank busters or a load of smasher guns at the back. So
yeah, exactly.
Gives little other bits time to shine, I think, which is good. Nothing in here just screams, oh my god, that's overpowered.
Yeah.
Like when the Iron Hands book dropped, we all went, oh my god.
Oh my god, that's overpowered. And then they nerfed it and they went, oh god, this is still overpowered. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what's been good about Psychic Awakening, rather than giving like an army like, you must take this because this is insane, like what we saw in the Iron Hands book. Everything's just had a slight buff to the army wide. Like you've got the really good units that are still really good that didn't really change, but then you've got more options, so it's making stuff more viable rather than making them ridiculous, which I think is what's proving to be good with Psychic Awakening. Again, like because Eldar got quite what looked like a rubbish buff, but then they're actually doing really well because they actually gained a lot of tricks.
I like my Psychic Awakening as well for my Chaos.
Yeah, exactly. So like Alpha Legion got nothing horrific, but I mean they've got really cool tricks, and again making other units more viable. I think that's what we're seeing with this, because a lot of people are opening it and going, Orcs are rubbish, they didn't get anything.
I think a lot of people will look into it and go, Gaz is overpriced. I didn't get this. Because I was wanting a CP for a flat 2 damage on looters, which I didn't get, but I kind of did, and it's not overpowered. It just means you've got to take a spanner in there, and so you're dropping your shots, but it's still good. And I was wanting -1 on choppers, which I did get, but you've got to take it in this. You've got to sacrifice from it to get it, type of thing.
Yeah, so it makes you play a little bit different, I think, which is...
It's going to make me, for the time being, look at my list a little bit differently, and I think you're going to see a lot more varied list in it. I think the main things that got buffed in this were Gretchen units. So your killer cans, your smasher... Obviously, smasher guns were still good, but your killer cans and stuff, because they were just pointless taking, because they didn't get anything. But in this, you can go... They're going to get this, they're going to get 6+ info, and they're going to be re-rolling ones, which is nice. Sure. And if you can run an entire grot army, that could be nice.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not just 300 grots.
Yeah. So what sort of unit would you, into your traditional Orc army, which is loads of boys, smashers sometimes, but mainly boys, what unit would you say, okay, I should probably drop one of these in now because it's actually going to work quite well?
So I've looked at dropping. So my usual list is two weird boys, 2 war bosses, Grotznik, 3 shock attack guns, 150 boys, and
backbreaking that, mate.
Yeah. So I've looked at dropping a shock attack gun and dropping a unit of boys, dropping all the boys to 25 each. So it's still 115 odd boys, I think it is, and then 10 unit 10 meganobs.
Yeah.
Still in Evil Sons.
Charge.
I've looked at running 3 of the burner bombers,
Nice.
which would be nice, just to suicide them straight into the lines and just do some damage and then blow them up.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I would like to try the 150 list with the 6-inch piling and the 3 dice advance and pick the highest.
Yeah, that subculture. What was that one called now? Can we remember? Feral Orcs, that's it. Yeah, Wild Boys.
Yeah, the name's cool as well, so I like that one.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I will try Gazgul as well. I think you are going to see him, because against Knights or something, I think he's going to be a real key player and just going in there and just smashing things.
Yeah. And again, he is so cool. He's humongous. That claw is amazing. I love how he's got stitches on his neck as well. I don't know if you noticed in the model, he's got like stitches where they've attacked.
Ragnar cut his head off, didn't he?
Yeah, so
can you still have him and like a war boss with the killy claw and stuff like that? So you've got like 2 pretty powerful.
Yeah, you could run that. That'd be quite nice. I think. Yeah, just because you can't obviously play the strat if you've got Gazgul there to give him the 4+ invuln.
You can't give him the biggest boss. You won't be able to give him.
Yeah, you won't be able to give him.
But it's basically what he is now, which most people take already. But then you get Gazgul Thraka to play with at the same time, which is never a bad thing. So it's just like a win-win all around, which is great.
Yeah. So I think for me, my list won't change too much just yet, and I think obviously it's going to take a lot of play testing. But there is some really cool things to play in this, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And because they brought back the big mech with KFF, I'm really happy.
Yeah, exactly. It just saves any confusion into it, so which is really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go. That is a faction breakdown of Saga of the Beast, Orcs specifically. So thank you very much, Tom, for coming on. You've been really good. Hope you've enjoyed it.
I loved it. Thank you very much.
Oh, fantastic.
Can I just say, if people want to, can they watch Tom play?
Of course. Yeah, so
our London GT.
Yeah, you were our game 1, weren't you, for the LGT?
With Orcs. Orcs versus Orcs.
Yeah, which is pretty fun game. I won't tell you the outcome in case you've not watched it yet, guys. But obviously, it's not using this. Yeah. But maybe we'll get you on a stream or a bat rep soon, which would be pretty fun because your Wargaming is lovely. Thank you very much to Dan for helping us co-host.
Thank you.
Good time.
Pleasure as always.
Fantastic. Thank you very much to Games Workshop for sending this book nice and early so we can tell you guys all about it. And thank you very much to you guys at home for watching this video. So, thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time from Hellstormwargaming. But otherwise, have a great day. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.